Welcome to Banana Bread Trades. Here we talk about trading futures. Shit post on Discord, post dank memes, and most importantly, eat banana bread and make money.
Welcome everyone to Banana Bread Trades. My name is Goose and we're back with another recap and market outlook for today and tomorrow. And what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is the biggest day ever of our entire lives. It is CPI day, the day that happens every month where the market just spontaneously spikes multiple hundreds of points in a random direction, increases the volatility up to the dial of 10, and it is usually one of the more entertaining days to trade, but also a very capable day of getting you liquidated. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the trades I took today, as well as what our outlook is tomorrow for ES and NQ as well. I have an NQ chart ready to rip. So let's hop into our trades today. Today, we finally got the trade that we have been waiting for since Friday afternoon. We've been talking about this trade, talking about the plan. We've taken 2 attempts at trades that honestly, now looking in hindsight, we probably should have just waited for today for the setup to happen, but oh well, things happen. We had 2 days where we got some money, we were able to get our core off on Friday, and just have an okay day. Yesterday was a very wishy-washy day. We were green on NQ, small red on ES, but today, finally, we went and spiked the 5230 to 5220 area that we have been waiting on. We knew that 5220 was our big buffer area that, we wanted to see those singles get wicked, and there was a POC there. There was lots of stuff there that just really needed to get kind of filled. Wicked down there, recovered, then recovered 5230, and all of this happened within, within a minute, right? So I actually missed the 5220 long, and I got long on the reclaim of 5230 just because things were happening too fast for me to get a valid entry and know what was going on. So I got long on the reclaim of 5230, and then we held to our target of 5250, which we've talked about on Twitter and on these videos and everywhere, that's the long we wanted, was from the 5230 to the 5220 area up to 5250, with holding a runner to infinity and beyond of our target of all-time highs. And that's exactly what we did today, and it was absolutely spectacular. The only thing that was somewhat of a bummer today is I actually ended up taking my runner off at around 5250. We had spiked above 5250, came back down, chopped around for a little bit, was getting semi-late in the morning. And honestly, with the rejection of 5260 that we had this morning, let me switch over to a 15-minute chart. With the rejection that we had at 5260 this morning, which was right up here, honestly, I was pretty confident that we would just stay within this range of 5260 to 5230 the rest of the day. I didn't think that we would break out and that we would range in here until CPI tomorrow. So I felt good taking off my runner, and I was like, okay, we're just done for the day. We just got a nice base hit of 20 points on ES. It was a good day. On pretty decent size. We also caught basically the same long on NQ as well. I'll switch over to that next. But overall, it was a good day. And then late in the afternoon, we ended up catching a bid, breaking out of the range and ripping a little bit. And yeah, we ripped a little bit, but I really wasn't that upset on, missing out on this long, just because I know of the volatility that is coming tomorrow morning. I wasn't going to be holding through the overnight anyway. So yeah, while it did end up ripping quite a bit further than, where we killed our runner, that's okay because we got our base hit, we got our initial target. And sometimes you're just not going to get the runner. I really wasn't that bummed because at the moment in time, the decision I made was the correct one for what I was reading at that moment. So yeah, overall, very happy with my ES play. And let's go ahead and show those. So over here in our daily review section that we talk about every day, yeah, we got long at the reclaim of 5230. We held that long all the way up until 52.50, which was our target with our core, got our core off, held a runner. Like I said, we rejected 52.60 pretty hard. I mean, you can see this was an aggressive slap down. And when I saw that slap down, I was like, man, we're probably just not gonna break out of the range today. We're gonna need CPI tomorrow to break the range. So I killed it. We bought back up a little bit, and that's okay. We got bought up like what, maybe 5 points from where I killed it. Sold back off, and at this point, honestly, when we started rejecting again, I just checked out for the day. I was good. Then all of a sudden, market had caught a bid and started bidding up pretty hard. I had an alert go off when we broke back up above 52.55, which was this peak right here. And all of a sudden, I start looking at charts. I'm like, oh wow, like we're bidding pretty hard, and there's actually quite a bit of buyers behind this. I mean, everything was bidding pretty hard. So I was like, okay, if we end up popping 52.60, I'll stab along. And I was stabbing this long on NQ. And I took that long on NQ, just a small scalp for maybe 15, 20 points on MNQ. And we stabbed a little bit at that breakout, ended up having to kill our runner a little early. So it was all right. I think I have that trade up in here somewhere. Maybe I do not. Yeah. No, I do not have that trade saved up in here. So this was our trade on NQ today. Also down here in daily review. We waited for the spike. There's some consolidation. We still liked the long. Same thing where, you know, we just held long, took off some runners. Honestly, the last runner that I took off at 18,360, I more or less took that off because of we started to do that rejection on ES. And I didn't quite like it, and I was going to hold that runner on ES. So I was like, I'll kill NQ. And we'll just let this run on ES, which, I mean, it just happened to be a really nice take profit on NQ. There wasn't really too much read into that kill there, other than I was just looking at ES, and we were starting to reject on ES at the top of the range. And like I said, I just wanted to hold the ES trade, but not hold both ES and NQ. So that was really the trades there. We also, like I said, we caught this little breakout here on MNQ. I don't know why I didn't post a picture of the accounts. I took the trade on my MNQ on my ES account. So yeah, I apparently didn't screenshot that correctly. So that's on me. But anyways, if you're in the Discord or on Twitter, you'll see that as well. I just don't want to cut and go get it right now. So let's talk about our trade plan for tomorrow, because that was today. It worked out really well. I mean, things are still going according to le plan. So what happens next? We have CPI tomorrow, and CPI is going to be an incredibly volatile situation. Now, are we bullish or are we bearish? Well, if you've been listening to any of these videos the last few weeks here, I've been extremely bullish going into CPI. Why am I bullish? Is because of what Jerome Powell said at the last FOMC meeting of, even with bad data, they're not going to raise rates. They're going to keep rates where they are, which isn't necessarily a bearish situation. That's just meaning we're maintaining. He's very, very bullish and dovish on his outlook of, you know, what we're going to do with inflation and how things are going. Yes, the last few data points have been a little suboptimal, but overall things are kind of in control. So my opinion for CPI, and this is not financial advice, but this is what I'm going to do and what I think. I think if CPI hits on its marks, and let's pull up financial juice so we can talk about what we want out of these results here. So we have our previous, our forecast, and what the actual is going to be. And we're going to be watching financial juice or any sort of news related articles or streams tomorrow morning, you know, to see who can get, you know, the fastest data possible. But what's going to be important here is if CPI hits at, you know, it's forecasted or previous, I say if we stay the same or we hit right where we're forecasted, which the forecasts are barely better than than what the previous was. Overall, everything's by about 0.1%, 0.2%. And some of them, like the month over month, is just the same. If we are the same on any of these CPIs, I think it's going to be an incredibly bullish situation, because that means the CPI isn't going up any higher, it's flattening out. And if we beat these forecasts by any amount whatsoever, if all of them come in either at or under what the forecast is, I am just going to be gigalong. We'll wait and see what the price does right off the rip. But if we sell when we wick some levels, but everything beats, I'm just going to be looking for any chance to buy a reclamation of any level lower. If we rip right off the bat and everything beats, I'm probably just going to be chasing longs with really light leverage. Now, where it gets complicated is, what if some of these numbers come in more than 0.2% bad? 2.2% is about the tolerance, and we talked about that on the last CPI, of what is considered kind of within range or really bad. So if anything comes in above 0.2, that is a red flag, and that is extremely bearish. And in that case, I am sitting flat, letting whatever the initial move happen, and then probably planning to get in a short, depending on what the initial move is. If the initial move is a rip and things come in pretty sour here, I'll probably more or less be looking for a short closer to market open. As we know, CPI is going to come in an hour before open. And if CPI comes in and we dip and sell right off the bat and CPI is bad, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for price to actually retrace to where, the initial market release was. And then I'll probably be looking to short that retracement. But I don't think we're going to come in bad tomorrow. And if we come in within that tolerance of like, hey, it's not, none of these are above 0.2, but everything kind of like either at or a little bit worse. In that case, I'm also just going to wait for regular trading hours open and then play whatever setups, whatever levels and setups we have coming into regular trading hours based on however direction we wick, because I'm sure we're going to be 100 points different than wherever we are right now. But yeah, so basically, if things are good and we sell, I'm going to be looking to get long. If things are good and we buy, I'm going to be looking to get long but lighter leverage. And then if things are bad, really, really bad, then I'll wait for the initial move and then probably try to short the retracement, or even wait till regular trading hours open. But that's how I'm going to be playing CPI on this move here. And like I said, any longs that we have, we're just targeting all-time high, which is up here at 52.30, 36, somewhere up in there. And then, like I said, if things are good, if CPI comes in at expectations or even a little bit better and we dip right at open, which is very possible. Everyone's been buying into this pretty hard. So to have a dip on good data and then buy up is very common, because we clear out all that liquidity below, fill all those orders, and then we can continue the buy up. That is a very, very common situation on a good release. So make sure that you're not just blindly buying before CPI, because we can have a great CPI and still tank. And same thing with shorting. If there's a lot of buy volume and market is expecting things to come in good and we end up having a terrible release, it's very possible that we just spike right off the bat because all the algos were ready to buy, and then they're going to realize, oh shit, data's actually bad, and then we sell really hard. These data releases are very, very complicated like that, and it's most important to wait for the data release to happen. And if anything, if price wicks your level and the data release was actually good, you can buy that stuff on the reclamation of your level, much like this morning. You can buy it on the reclamation of your level and then hold that thing all day, because you know that data was actually good, but we just had to clear out that liquidity below. So that's what I'll be looking for tomorrow on CPI. I'll be looking for that initial move to happen, and based on however the data actually is, based on how I interpret it, then we'll be planning our move from there after the initial move actually happens. So that's what we're looking for on ES. Like I said, everything is still the same as far as, you know, our targets and our maximum defense level of 5250. Like I said, as long as we're above 50 or 5150, I am long biased, and we are long biased up to all-time highs. Once we hit all-time highs, it's just anyone's game from there. We don't have any levels. We've never been at this price before. So it's just buying until it's not. At that point, we start looking at our statistical daily averages. We start playing initial balance and really just focusing hard on, you know, price action. And like I said, those daily statistical averages, we start looking at those for what is, you know, most likely to happen. We play those harmonic rotations. Things like that is what we do once we start chugging along all-time highs. But we have to get there first. So let's see what CPI does. And like I said, we're going to be targeting 50, you know, 53.40 tomorrow if things are good. And if things are bad, you know, we'll kind of wait and see. If market comes in real bad, I don't expect a massive sell-off back to these lows, you know, as long as 5150 holds. I think we probably either just get a pretty nasty range until FOMC comes out if things are really bad, but I don't expect a violent sell just based on how bullish JPOW and everything has been. But if things come in really, really bad, and then, you know, some of the Fed has to come out and make a statement, then things can definitely get a pretty aggressive sally. So that's what we'll be looking for tomorrow. And I did tell you that I had an NQ chart as well. So let's pull up that NQ chart. And it's going to be the same plan pretty much for NQ tomorrow. If it wants to load here, let's throw it on the 2-hour. It's going to be the same plan pretty much for tomorrow on NQ. I would like CPI to kind of wick Monday's POC. We have the swing POC here at 18,290-ish. So a wick of that right off the CPI release. If CPI is good, then I'm getting pretty gig along. And then it's also the same situation with ES. If CPI comes in really bad, then, you know, we'll probably just wait till regular trading hours and maybe plan a short unless a statement comes out about how bad CPI is. And like I said, if CPI is good, we're either buying into the long or we're buying dips. But we're going to wait for the move to happen first. And 18,100-ish, 18,050, that area, that'd be kind of our maximum, you know, pullback area. And once we start getting under this, we get under this volume gap, things get pretty selly. This is very similar to our 5150 level on ES. But if not, I mean, we got plenty of room up above to keep on chugging along. We've put in quite a bit of volume right here. We broke to the upper side of that volume. We're actually all the way up into the next volume node. So overall, as far as a vibe goes, things are very, very bullish on both ES and NQ. So these are what I'm looking for. And like I said, I'm just waiting on the release of CPI to happen first. We're going to read into this data. And as long as things are either hitting their mark, under their mark, we are definitely long for tomorrow. And if they're not, and, you know, within their mark and, you know, maybe plus 0.2%, then we're probably getting a pretty nasty range. And then if CPI across all four of them is more than 0.2%, then we're actually getting pretty concerned and we can get this red line situation. But like I said, I don't expect CPI to come in that hot, but it very well could. We don't know yet. So, but from everything kind of we've seen from the last few, as far as the trends going, I would really expect it to come in, you know, at previous or better. So that's my plan for tomorrow, guys. Please stay safe, stay ready, and stay patient. Do not liquidate yourself as soon as CPI happens. Wait for something really clear to happen and stay light leverage. I will be trading very light leverage because the opportunity is so high tomorrow. You know, we will be moving a lot of points, so you can make a lot of money with very, very light leverage tomorrow. So just be safe, be patient, and let's have an absolutely stellar CPI day tomorrow. And like I said, if any other, you know, I get in any positions or anything, I'll post it on Twitter, in the Discord. And also, as always, these charts will be available in the link below in the description. They're free. I'm just sharing my trading view chart. So thank you guys all for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Premium butter, 3 bananas, 2 eggs, your preference of chocolate chips, 2 teaspoons vanilla extracts, 2 cups flour, 1 cup sugar, consult for brown sugar to change it up, 1 teaspoon baking soda, half teaspoon salt, half teaspoon cinnamon, bake for 45 minutes at 350 degrees. After you pull it out of the oven, immediately cover it in tin foil and leave set at room temperature overnight. The tin foil locks in the moisture so that when you cut into it, the